Imagine you have some data like this and you want to find out who is the employee that joined on a date given in this cell. Now you could of course scan this list and figure out that it is Kane Padley, but if you would like to write a formula, index match would be the perfect fit for this kind of a situation. You would write this formula like this. You'll say index, select the column from which you want your output. So in this case, I want the name, and then say match, select the input value that you're searching for, comma, and then select the column where you want this value to be found. The last parameter of match is important. You want to do an exact match. So you need to specify this as 0 and close the brackets. This is a two-step calculation. So what happens is first it will find out where that date is, and match will give the position of that date, and index will in turn give the name. Let's see this in action. We'll get the result as Kane Padley. Now let's break this down into two steps and then see what each of those formulas are doing. So here I wrote the internal portion, the match one, that says match 20 November 18 in this date column with the exact match. That would be last parameter as 0, and this will tell you that that date 20 November 2018 is the 6th date. So if you count from the top, it would be the 6th value. The index result would be index of all my names, comma 6. And this will simply take all these names as a list and give you the 6th value in that list, which would be Kane Padley. When you combine these two formulas into one go, we simply call that as index match formula. Learning about index match is one of those powerful steps in your Excel journey. Once you understand how this works, you will look at all your lookups and search related questions in a different light. I highly recommend that you master this concept. So let's go into in-depth detail of this with a few more examples. In this example, we have a salary and we would like to find out who that employee is. Let's set up the formula. We'll say by index, select the name column, match, select my salary in the salary column and specify 0 as exact match. Now when you press enter, it will look for 88,000 and then try to find that and get the name. But since we don't have anybody on 88,000 salary, we will get the error #NA. The moment you fix this, so for example 88,050, we'll get the answer Chess Bonnell, which corresponds to this cell here with the name Chess Bonnell. What if you want to print a message here when the value is not found? You could do it by using the if error function around this. So if error, all of your index match, and then value if error. So we'll say not found. This will still say Chess Bonnell because that salary is a valid one. But if I put another number that is not there, we'll get not found. Let us use index match formula to combine two tables. Here my employee data is there, but this time I have put it in a table. And here we have department-wise employee bonus information. I would like to print the bonus for each of our employees here. We can add a column to the table by just typing the word bonus, and we will say index of my bonus information. Now because this formula needs to work all the way through, this reference needs to be absolute reference. So we'll type this and then just select everything, press F4 key to convert this into an absolute reference, comma, match with the department in the current row. So that would be @department, comma, and then we will select these department values, make this also as an absolute reference, and then say comma 0 and close all the brackets. We will get the bonus information returned to here. Just turn this into percentage format and every employee's bonus is calculated correctly. Index match is also a perfect formula when you have data that is unstructured or in a different format. For example, here I have got my data and some names and email addresses are there in a separate list, but notice how the name and email address are in separate cells going downwards. I want to find out the email address for each of our employees and fill this table. We can use index match formula like this. We'll start by first finding the position of each name in this list. So we could use match formula for that. Match the name in this list. Because this will always be from K5 to K26, we'll select all of that and make it an absolute reference and look for an exact match. This will tell you where bar Fawny is found. Now bar is the 5th item in this list. What we need is bar's email address, which would be the very next item. So it will be 6th item. So I can then take this and send it to the index function, index of my list. This also needs to be absolute reference. And instead of the original match, we will simply say +1. So find the match, go to the next cell, close the bracket, and we will get bar's email address. Let's fill this down and see what happens. It does work, but certain employees do not have a matching email address. So we can quickly fix this with an if error formula. And there you go. Our email addresses are all nicely fetched. Index match also allows you to do multiple condition checks easily. Here I have got a department level bonus, but instead of having one bonus per department, we have bonus defined by the employee gender as well. So if you are a female in the finance department, you get 4%. Whereas if you are a male in the finance department, you get 3% bonus. Let's see how to set up the match function for this. We'll say match, and instead of giving any individual lookup value, we will look up for 1. You will understand why we are looking up for 1 very soon. And then for the lookup array, we will say this array, the department column in the mapping table here, we'll make that absolute and then open a bracket in the beginning, say this is equal to that department in E5. We will then multiply this with one more condition. The second condition is on the gender. So we'll select the gender column, make that one absolute equal to my employee gender. We'll close all of this and then do an exact match, 0. When you type this match formula, you need to press Ctrl+Shift+Enter to get the correct result. If you are using Excel 365, you can just press Enter and it will still work. So we get this result as 2. Let's cross check this. Female in procurement, procurement female, that is the second item in the list. So we get 2. We don't need the item number, we need the corresponding bonus. So we'll take this match result and we will then send it to the index of the bonus percentages and close the bracket. Again, press Ctrl+Shift+Enter, we'll get the correct bonus. Let's fill this down and we will get the bonuses for everybody. Let's double check this. Female website is 6%. This structure of using multiple conditions with index match is one of the most powerful applications of the match function because it is able to take multiple conditions like this and then process them. If you would like to learn more about this style of index match formulas with multiple conditions, check the video description for an article that I have written previously that talks about it. This time let's understand how to use index match function to do a two-way lookup. Imagine we have data like this with departments going down and gender values going across with bonus information printed like this. And I want to calculate what should be the bonus for each of our employees here. Before we write the formula, let's first understand another special use of the index function. So far we have been using index like this. Index a range of values, and if I say 3, I'll get the third value, which would be sales. But index can also be used to work with two-dimensional data. So if I select a range like this and specify that I want the second row, second value, then I will get the 4% that is here. So index, when you specify a two-dimensional range, you can specify both row number and column number. You can use this idea to create a index match formula to calculate our bonus values. So we will say index, select these numbers, make that absolute, and then the first match will be at the row level, match department in these list of departments with an exact match 0. Second match would be on the column level, so we will match the gender on these two values. Again, making that absolute with an exact match. And we will finally close our index function. And when you press enter, we will get the bonus values for everybody. Before you get all too excited about the index match, let me present you with an alternative as well. You could use the newly introduced XLOOKUP function that is available in Excel 365 to do the same thing that index match does, but with a shorter syntax. So for example, we could look up this employee, Kane Padley, who joined on that date with XLOOKUP like this. XLOOKUP, look up the date in the date column and get the name values from the name column. That is it. And you will still get Kane Padley. This course called Lookups